All right, we're just getting started. You thought ancient batteries were weird? Wait till you hear about a singing statue, a lost underwater city, and how AI just solved a 1,500-year-old desert doodle. Buckle up, the next 5 mysteries are even wilder. All right, picture this ... You're digging around in Iraq, somewhere near the ancient ruins of Mesopotamia, land of ziggurats, weird wedge-shaped writing, and possibly the first ever flood insurance claim. And you stumble on a clay jar. Thrilling, I know, but this jar isn't empty. Inside, there's a copper cylinder, an iron rod, and some traces of acid. Cue dramatic music. In the 1930s, some dude looks at this and goes, "Yo, this is totally an ancient battery." The theory? The Parthians, you know, a civilization from 2,000 years ago, somehow figured out how to make electricity. Maybe they were electroplating gold jewelry. Maybe they were giving out ancient jump scares with tiny shocks. Or maybe they were just charging their stone tablets. The literal kind. Anyway, ... modern tests show that, yeah, if you pour in vinegar or grape juice, it can generate a weak electric current. Some science YouTubers even made a tiny light bulb glow using this setup. So ... Mystery solved, right? Not exactly. Most archaeologists today think it was probably just a scroll holder, or maybe a ritual container. You know, normal, non-electric stuff. Sad trombone noise. Still, you have to wonder, what if they really did figure out electricity 1,800 years before Edison? We may never know. Okay, imagine walking into a pyramid and thinking, whoa, this is pretty impressive. Now imagine there's something even bigger, even more complex, buried beneath it. Welcome to the lost Labyrinth of Egypt, a legendary structure described by ancient Greek historians as a gigantic, maze-like temple with 3,000 rooms. Yeah, 3,000 rooms. Herodotus, the guy who wrote down everything that ever happened, and maybe made half of it up, swore this place existed. He said the walls were covered in carvings, the ceilings were made of massive stone slabs, and there were underground chambers filled with sarcophagi and secrets. But modern archaeologists? They couldn't find it. So for years, people thought, hey, probably just an exaggeration. Until 2008. That's when a team used ground-penetrating radar near the Hawara Pyramid, and guess what? They found a giant rectangular structure underground. Massive. Multi-layered. Totally labyrinthine. And yet, it hasn't been fully excavated. Why? Well, some say it's too dangerous. Others say it's too politically sensitive. And a few conspiracy. Folks are convinced it's already been explored, in secret. But if this place is what Herodotus described, it could change everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. 3,000 rooms, not just waiting in the dark. Okay, imagine you're a tourist in ancient Egypt. You're out there, sandals on, sweating under the sun, checking out 2 massive stone statues near the Nile. Each one is like 60 feet tall. They look majestic, stoic, unmoving. But then, one of them sings. Yeah, that actually happened. We're talking about the Colossi of Memnon, 2 enormous statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, built around 1350 BCE. For centuries, they just stood there, guarding the ruins of a temple that was mostly destroyed. But then, in 27 BCE, an earthquake cracked one of the statues, and not long after, people started hearing it sing every morning at sunrise. No joke that the ancient Greeks were obsessed with it. They thought it was the voice of Memnon, a hero from the Trojan War, calling out to his mother, the goddess Eos. People traveled from all over just to hear the statue speak. Even Roman emperors were like, I gotta hear this thing. So, what was the deal? Most likely, a natural phenomenon. The stone heated up, expanded, and the crack created a whistling sound, kind of like a giant rock flute. Science. But here's the weird part. In the 3rd century CE, someone repaired the statue. After that, it never sang again. Did they fix the crack? Or silence a god? You decide. All right, get ready for this one. Back in 2001, a team of oceanographers was scanning the seafloor off the western coast of Cuba, looking for shipwrecks. Normal day, normal job, normal sonar. Until, boom, they spotted something weird. Down at a depth of about 2,000 feet. The sonar showed massive symmetrical stone structures arranged in geometric patterns, squares, pyramids, road-like formations. It looked like a freaking underwater city. Cue dramatic music. The lead researcher said. It reminded her of Mayan architecture, but way older. Like thousands of years older. So, was this Atlantis? Was this a lost civilization that sank during the last ice age? Was it? Aliens? Before you grab your tinfoil hat, let's pump the brakes. The problem? Nobody's been able to confirm what it actually is. It's super deep. Too deep for typical divers. No one's brought back any samples. And there haven't been clear photos released. Just sonar images and wild speculation. Some geologists say it's probably just natural formations, rocks playing Tetris underwater. Others think it's deliberately being kept secret. Because, why not add a conspiracy? But hey, if there was a city down there, it would rewrite the entire timeline of human civilization. And if not, still a great setting for the next Netflix documentary. All right, so you've probably heard of the Nazca lines, giant drawings in the Peruvian desert that you can only really see from the air. We're talking monkeys, hummingbirds, astronaut-looking dudes, all etched into the earth over 1,500 years ago. And for decades, people have been asking, why would anyone draw a giant spider that's only visible from space? Cue aliens. Cue ancient runways. Cue every History Channel documentary ever. But here's the thing. We might finally have an answer. And it's thanks to artificial intelligence. Yeah, this time, AI isn't writing essays or stealing your job. It's solving ancient puzzles. Recently, a team of researchers fed satellite imagery into a deep learning model, trained to detect subtle patterns on the landscape. And what did it find? Over 300 new geoglyphs. Some were almost invisible to the human eye. Others were buried under sand, or eroded beyond recognition. But the AI? It spotted lines and curves that matched ancient design styles perfectly, stuff no human had noticed in decades of study. So now, we know the Nazca people were even more prolific than we thought. Their drawings weren't random. They may have been ritual maps, ceremonial pathways, or messages to the gods. Or maybe they were just flexing. Either way, it took machines from the future to help us understand the messages of the past. Kinda poetic, huh? Closing line. So yeah, maybe the past wasn't so clueless after all. Or maybe we're finally smart enough to start catching up. Either way, mystery. Semi-solve. Fade out. Roll credits. Add spooky music just in case. So yeah, maybe the ancient world wasn't just spears, stones, and sandals. Maybe they knew a lot more than we give them credit for. And thanks to satellites, sonar, and a little help from AI, we're finally starting to catch up. If that blew your mind even a little, go ahead. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's crack the next mystery. Together. See ya in the next one.